I'm George.
I'm Tony.
Connie.
I'm Dana.
Daniel.
I'm Taylor.
And I'm Kendall.
Hi everyone, thanks for coming out today. My name's Kendall and I'm going to be giving you a little bit of information today on something that you eat every single day that your body cannot digest properly. Doesn't matter if you're diagnosed or not diagnosed, your body simply can't handle it. And what is it that you can't handle? It's gluten. Now, what is it about gluten that you can't handle? Well, let's break gluten down for a minute. Gluten is a polypeptide. The polypeptide means that it has two components. The two components are gliadin and glutenin. So it's a protein. That's all that gluten really is. It's a protein. And that protein is found in wheat and other grain-like products. It's also made its way into our everyday products that we use, such as shampoo, deodorant, makeup, pretty much everything that you use, you can find some type of gluten substance in it. Now, it's a protein. Makes it sound pretty harmless, right? Well, it's very deceiving. What is it about this protein that your body can't digest? Well, it's the gliadin. The gliadin is a strain of protein, and it has these peptides, and our enzymes are supposed to be able to break these peptides down further so that they can get through our intestinal walls to be properly digested. Well, our enzymes can't do that. The reason they can't do that is because these peptides are not natural to us. So our intestinal walls have to open so that these peptides can get through. Once they do, our immune system sees them as an enemy and they begin to attack. So that's what causes multiple different reactions. And Dr. Davis Williams, he is the author of The Gliadin Effect. He states in his book that gliadin is degraded into a collection of polypeptides called exorphins in the gastrointestinal tract. Exorphins cross into the blood-brain barrier and bind to the opiate receptors. They induce appetite as well as behavior changes. And these behavior changes include outburst, inattention in children in ADHD and autism, hearing voices in social disconnect and schizophrenics, and manic and the bipolar illness. Now, those are some of the major effects that come from gluten. There's also a ton of minor effects as well. And people look at those minor effects and they kind of push them off as a part of your everyday life. The most common minor effects are bloating, fatigue, high glycemic index, arthritis, irritable bowel syndrome. So, Dr. Joseph Murray, a prominent gastroenterologist who wrote the book Mayo Clinic Going Gluten-Free, he had a recent interview with Discovery News, and he said a number of his patients who went gluten-free, even though they didn't have celiac disease, did better. Once they went back to gluten, they began to feel worse again. I myself am not the typical gluten-free diagnosis that most skeptics are willing to accept. You know, celiac disease, gluten intolerance. I do have celiac disease, but that's not my initial diagnosis. I went through multiple different doctors and multiple different explanations as to why I was experiencing pain and why my kidneys were consistently getting worse. Once we found out that it was gluten, I realized why it's so important that those polypeptides that we can't break down and is opening up my intestinal walls to be able to be processed. I found out what that really meant. Those peptides were breaking through and attaching to my kidney walls. When they attached to my kidney walls, my immune system did attack them. But they didn't just attack those peptides, they attacked my kidneys as well. So, gluten is a major thing that we don't think about. We eat it every single day. A recent study at the American College of Gastrotechnology showed that nearly 1.8 million Americans are diagnosed with celiac disease. Another 1.4 million go undiagnosed. An astonishing 1.6 other Americans are going gluten-free. despite having any type of diagnosis. So what does that tell us? That tells us that even though doctors and scientists have a lack of knowledge as to why gluten is causing the issues that they're causing that seem relatively unconnected, Americans are going gluten-free and they're testing the waters. So let's recap. Gluten is this little protein that we eat every day. It's in almost every product that we use. But it's causing tons of medical issues across the board. So next time you eat a sandwich, grab a plate of pasta, listen to your body, find out what's going on. And if you're having a problem, make sure you let your doctor know. Thank you guys for coming out, and have a good day. Roll call. I'm Kendall.
I'm Taylor.
Daniel.
Dana. Connie.
Tony. George.